Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the FG-42 mod, which is being made by user Bones. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, the FG-42, a wonderful real-world historic weapon that I've been having a whole lot of fun in the Commonwealth with. As well, not only is it a cool looking gun, but you guys know me, I'm always a sucker for a historic weapon, and this was a pretty cool one made in World War II. And I gotta say, we've been getting a lot of awesome historic guns recently, and this may be one of my favorites that I've seen in a while. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the FG-42, which in its most standard basic configuration will deal 35 damage with a .308 round with a firing rate of 40, range of 191, accuracy of 81, and a weight of 14. And this thing, as you can see, is gorgeous looking. The modeling and texturing on it is pretty darn good. You've got a load of great details to the entire thing. It just looks magnificent, and does have a pretty decent number of modifications for you to mess around with this thing and, you know, make it more useful further into the game, which is always nice to see. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, sadly, I had to cheat all these in because the only way to get it is to find the one singular unique version of it that is in the Commonwealth. Now, it's not hard to find, as it's just over there in the Museum of Freedom down in the basement, where it's locked in a max level master locked gun case there. So it's gonna take some skill to get the thing. Now, of course, you can find it early in the game at the Museum of Freedom, but getting that lockpick thing open is gonna be a little bit tougher, which does raise an interesting question damage-wise, because, well, being found in the Museum of Freedom, the 35 damage makes a whole lot of sense as sort of an early-ish kind of game weapon, but needing that master lock, you might not be able to get that thing open till mid-game, perhaps, where that amount of damage isn't as useful. Now, thankfully, if we go on over to the weapon workbench, there are plenty of modifications to make that damage a lot higher. So let's start in the receiver category, where it's the pretty typical stuff in here. We go from standard to light frame all the way up to advanced and powerful automatic receivers if you do want to go one of those routes. Now, the highest damage is going to be the advanced receiver, which of course is going to mean just semi-automatic fire, and the powerful automatic one for 40 damage with full auto. Boy howdy though, you're going to go through that magazine pretty quick, as it does not hold a lot of bullets. Now, then we have the barrel category, where we have two, a just standard long barrel and a long bayonet barrel, so, you know, you can stab people with it. Always fun. Now, then in the stock, we have either the full stock or a short stock for some better recoil, apparently. And then in the magazines, we've got the standard, a quick eject, and then a large and large quick eject. And then in sights, we've got a pretty good list here of standard, improved, reflex, combat, a short scope, a just regular short scope, medium combat scope, long scope, and then a couple of night vision scopes in short, medium, and long down here. Now, I should note that on the combat scopes, these are going to require you to have the see-through scopes mod to work properly, as they, you know, take advantage of that whole system. But all the other scopes and everything else in this mod requires no other things to be installed, so you can just have fun with whatever. Now, then we have the muzzle category, where we have either a compensator, which it comes with by default. The gun you find in the locked case has that on there, but you can also put on a suppressor if you so desire. And then we have a damage modifier category, which you guys know me, I'm always a little bit torn on. So long as it has some sort of requirement, I'm okay with them. And this does have requirements, but it's just in skills, not in any physical-based requirements, where you can either get a minor damage increase, or a very minor, a minor, medium, and a deadly damage increase, which just from the base standard receiver ups it all the way to 143. Now, I do actually want to put one of these on a weapon here in a second, but I haven't done it yet because it does require Rifleman of rank 5, which is going to modify my base damage here of the gun, which you guys know me, I always like showing you the mod first with base level stats. So let's actually pop out of here real quick and grab my 2 custom-made ones over here. We got one with the bayonet there, and this one with the scope and silencer, and I'm actually going to put both of them with the nice new one. Oh god, yeah, we actually have to take that skill real quick, don't we? Well, that's easy enough to accomplish. Let's open that, and Rifleman of 5 there. Oh no, I actually don't have enough to get all the way to 5. Ha! I thought I leveled this character enough. We are not. Alright, cool. Well, you know what? Even the second to last one is a pretty big increase there, and for this gun, with the better receiver I have on it, that's 203 damage. That's a lot. And actually, on this one, just to show off, I forgot I didn't have an automatic receiver, so let's pop that baby on there. So 92 top level, or well, second to top level for the automatic, and if we go here and go with the medium damage, there we go, that 203. I'm gonna need that for the Deathclaw later, after, the death we had recently. Now, let's take a look at this thing in use. Now, there we go. Now, it is the standard gun with the standard 10-round magazine. Some pretty useful iron sights on it. Same issue you have with a lot of guns with the iron sights, with it kind of getting lost a bit in certain textures, but with it having the good circle around there, even getting lost in textures is a little bit easier to see, so it's not too horrible. Now, overall, it's a very nice and controllable, a good firing rate to it, with not a huge amount of recoil, so let's just fire all 10 of these as quick as possible. There you go. You can see we're basically not moving in the slightest. I think we went from, like, there to there after 10 rounds. Not a lot to it. Now, if we actually go to the fully automatic one, though, with the gigantic reflex sight on it, I love it. It's just ridiculous. And fire the 20 rounds from the extended magazine. There we are. Yeah, even with the 20 rounds, you're just gonna chew through those in no time at all. But even with automatic, the recoil is negligible. I'm not moving the mouse at all. And you don't really have to compensate for this thing much. Just the tiniest little bit of compensation. Now let's go over to the suppressed version to hear the silenced. So there you go, pretty just typical silent sound there, and with the low amount of recoil, this thing would become quite a deadly sniper rifle, as you could put a couple of bullets into a target without ever having to really worry about re-aiming. And, you know, with the high amount of damage you can get this thing up to, let's actually go back in here real quick. What was the max damage there with the full deadly, oh my, 304 per shot damage with, oh god, rank, well, that's actually not even going to be the top because we need one more perk in Rifleman, which would up that damage even more. So this thing is pretty deadly once you have it fully modified. So let's get ourselves a lovely Deathclaw and see how quick it obliterates him. Hi, you! And let's just, there we go. I didn't even go through half a magazine, and I didn't need all 5 of those bullets. Let's get the automatic one out and have a little fun with this. Let's pop in, say, 3 Deathclaws. Lovely! And died! Oh god, okay, I made it run a little bit. There are 3 of them. Oh boy! And there we go. Hello and goodbye to you. Ooh, he almost made it up here. How dare you, sir? How dare you make it up to my stage? Alright, let's take that one down. Lovely. Reload. And take down the last. Beautiful. And again, this isn't even its final form. It can do more damage, and that's just ridiculously good fun. The one downside is the minuscule magazine on this thing, and putting it on the full auto, you're just gonna chew through those magazine reloads. But all in all, though, it is a great gun with a lot of good potential and just looks magnificent. So if you'd like to have a look at it for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, have a look at the link in the description as per usual there, my friends. But until that time, or until next time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!